Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Wow. What an unbelievable finish to the Saints and Vikings game. The Vikings pull it out at home on a last second. I don't even know what you call it. It wasn't even a Hail Mary. It was they were trying to throw it to the sideline and get, the last second field goal off, and DB on the Saints, who have been playing well all year, just freaked out and just put his head down and dove for no reason. And Steph Diggs from the DMV, by the way, shout out to Steph Diggs, takes it home for the game-winning 61-yard touchdown. Unbelievable finish to a great game. The Saints were down 17-0, seemed to be dead in the water. Vikings were defense was all over them. The home atmosphere, that horn is going off. Everything seems to be going wrong. Drew Brees is throwing picks. And, like great coaches do, Sean Payton makes adjustments in the second half, and boom, 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 they take the lead. It goes back and forth with the field goals, and then that play happens. And that play is just going to, that's the play of the NFL season so far. One of the most unpredictable, wildest plays I've ever seen in all my years of watching football at any level. I mean, you have contained to the sideline. They shouldn't even be able to complete a pass over there, let alone catch the ball, get down, be able to break a tackle, get upfield, and run all the way in the end zone. That is insane. That what we just witnessed was insane. And people are going to be talking about this game for a real long time because we could have had like a Drew Brees Tom Brady matchup in Super Bowl. Now Case Keenum, shout out to him. I was able to outduel a Drew Brees, and these types of games, sometimes teams never recover from that. And that could be one of the things we look back with this Saints organization. If Drew is, if he's, he's going to be 39, I believe, tomorrow, obviously up there in age. We don't know if this is going to be like the last hurrah for him, so to speak. So just unbelievable ending to that game. Unbelievable day of football. To me, this was the best day of football for the NFL in a long time, especially with all the controversy and everything that's been going on this year, the protests, the injury concerns, and all that. Today was just good, old-fashioned football. Steelers Jaguars was an amazing game. I told you guys the Jaguars were gonna come out and challenge the Steelers. That Week 5 where they went to went to Pittsburgh was real. What they put on tape was real. And yeah, the Steelers came out and they can out talent people at times, but again, coaching matters. And if you're a Steelers fan, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game. But the coaching that we saw out there today was horrendous. The clock management, the play calling on the fourth downs, all sorts of things. How they even came out to start the game. They looked very flat. They allowed Jacksonville. Jacksonville, again, is a front-running team. If you let them come out and punch you in the mouth, and I saw even on that opening touchdown, they came out and went for it on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, the opening drive. I knew it was like they didn't come to Pittsburgh to mess around. They came up here to whoop some more ass again, and they did that. The score to me was not as close as that game indicated. It was a real fun. The Steelers made a ton of unbelievable plays on 4th down, but that's where the coaching comes into play, because they don't have a scheme. Like, they're very similar to the Cowboys, only they have more talent. They have a lot more talent offensively than the Cowboys do, and they're able to get away with a bad scheme because they have so many talented players. Juju, Antonio Brown, Latavius Bryant, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, and all these guys that can make plays. Like, look at every one of the Steelers touchdowns today. It had to be the greatest catch, unbelievable diving catch, the wheel route to Le'Veon Bell where he's juggling it, even with the hand in there. Everything was highly contested, and they made unbelievable plays. Some of them were on 4th and 5 or 4th and 11. And you're not a Super Bowl team, though, if you're getting away with those things. And we saw that, Cowboys fans, we saw that with our team, even in the Tony Romo years. Yeah, we're going to win some games with people making unbelievable plays, but if you're not able to consistently get people open and make good decisions and manage the clock and do handle the little details in what is necessary to win a football game, you're not going to play at a championship level. And we saw that today with the Steelers, and they're going home. And I would say that they were the most, in terms of physical talent, if you're building out, especially an offensive team, they probably had the most talent in the playoffs. I mean, if you really think about it, like the Steelers are going home, and then I would say the Saints also, who are loaded, have their quarterback. They were the only team left in the NFC, because the Falcons had already lost, that had their starting quarterback remaining, and they lost. And that's where, coaching in these organizations, next man up, the mentality. All of these teams have a story to tell that made it to the Final Four. New England in the preseason loses Julian Edelman, and their running backs go down, and Gronk gets suspended. All these things happen. Chris Hogan was out a big chunk of time. They have to make trades and work around. Dante Hightower. All these people going down across their team. Never panic. Next man up. Who can we develop? Who's kind of waiting in the wings that we've seen in practice that we know we can count on to contribute? No panic, never fail. Let's stick to our program. Philadelphia Eagles, you lose your left tackle, you lose your quarterback, you lose your middle linebacker. It's a laundry list of injuries. They're taking almost a mash unit to the NFC Championship game. Only lost 2 or 3 games all year. That's coaching an organization. Next man up mentality. Same thing in Minnesota. You lose Dalvin Cook. You lose all the quarterbacks. You're playing with essentially your third string quarterback all season with Case Keenum. Even certain guys that they thought they were going to count on, like Laquan Treadwell, that have not developed. No worries. We have other people. We have other players that have been developed and cultivated in our system. Boom. Next man up. Jacksonville loses Allen Robinson at the beginning of the year. They were trying to go with, at first Chad Henne was starting, and they had the quarterback shuffle. But Tom Coughlin getting down there is the reason why they're now in the AFC Championship game going to New England. If you're New England, you cannot take the Jaguars for granted the way the Steelers did. Now, I don't think that New England will lose next week's football game, but anybody writing this off and saying, oh, they have Tom Brady, it's Tom Brady versus Blake Bortles, New England's going to cruise. No, sir. We had Case Keenum versus Drew Brees today, and what happened? Don't write Jacksonville off. This Jacksonville defense reminds me of when New England lost to the Jets, when the Jets had Mark Sanchez. I believe that was in 2010. Somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken. But I believe it was in 2010 where they were to run the football, and they had those 2 great corners when they had Revis and I believe Cromartie, and they were able to beat the Patriots. So look, the Patriots don't overlook anybody, but if you're Jacksonville, I actually think they match up better against the Patriots than they do the Steelers, because they don't have to worry about Antonio Brown and Martavis, all these freaks out here. The only physical freak on New England they have to worry about covering is Gronk. Now, New England's scheme is a lot better, and I think they'll be able to scheme up some things and move some things around, but that all gets nullified if the front 4 can get home consistently without blitzing, and they can drop 7, which is what we've seen to be the one thing that can flush the Brady and get them to lose in the playoffs. Teams like the Jets, the Ravens, even the Dolphins this year on Monday Night Football, where their defensive line was able to dominate. Jacksonville, New England, you're going to have to block Calais Campbell. You're going to have to block Ngakoue. You're going to have to block Dante Fowler Jr., Marcel Darius, Doug Marrone, who's well-versed, former Bills coach. That's going to be a very, very, very tough matchup for them at Gillette. Again, I think the Patriots will pull it out because I think they're going to make Blake Bortles finally make a mistake. But I like this Jacksonville team. That's all I'm going to say. As for the Eagles and Vikings, you have to give credit to both those teams. Just, again, mash units that made it all the way here. At this point, though, I'm probably going to have to take the Eagles just because them being at home, I think they're going to be able to draw some energy there. I do think that Nick Foles is going to have to play a lot better because he's not going to be able to rely heavily on his run game. The Vikings defense is obviously very, very good, but I do worry. The main reason I'm picking the Eagles, I'm worried about Case Keenum playing in the Link. I don't know about that. Now he's proven he's balled out all year, If the Minnesota, if I'll put it this way, if Minnesota was number one and they're playing Minnesota, I pick Minnesota. Because they're playing in Philly, I'm going to pick Philly. So, that's the way I look at it there. So I predict we're probably going to have a Philly New England Super Bowl. But if we ended up with Minnesota Jacksonville, would not be surprised. These 4 teams that we have are closer than you think. They're all related with all the injuries and adversity they've all battled. But wow, a hell of a game today, a hell of an ending. Especially again, Vikings and Saints. If you're a Saints fan, if you know a Saints fan, give them a hug. If you see that brother, I think his name is Marcus Williams or whatever, but give him a hug. I mean, wow, that unbelievable finish. But we'll probably break some more things down throughout the week, and have a great week leading up into the conference games. I got Eagles Pats. You guys let me know in the comments who you guys got as your Super Bowl predictions, and let's go from there. Thanks for the support. Please like, share, and subscribe.